What is happening? Welcome back to the channel NSR Fishing. I'm Andrew Nordbye. We're going to be doing a little shop talk today, talking about punching grass, flipping grass, whatever you want to call it, punching mats, and how I do it. I'm getting ready to go down to Lake Okeechobee, and there is a ton of grass and a ton of mats down there. All sorts of kinds of grass. You got hydrilla mats on certain lakes, just a bunch of random mats that almost look like it's dirt that is stuck together, like floating islands. You can punch the edges of that if it's thin enough, or hyacinth mats and pads. When I'm punching mats, the biggest thing I want to do is cover a bunch of water and most efficiently as possible. So I have two setups rigged up here. I have one that has 1.25 ounce weight on it and one that has a 2 ounce weight on it. And as far as what you throw on those, it's all sort of a preference on what color the water is and what you like to fish with. If the water's super clear, a lot of times I'll go with the green pumpkin variation, and I usually fish a little craw. So what I'm gonna rig up on this one is a little rage craw, a 4-inch, and you can play around with your bait. You just want something that's gonna slide through the mat easy. And these little rage craws fold up, slide through the mat super easy, and they have a thick head, which is important when sliding that hook through. So what you do, you slide your hook through just a little bit and pop out. This is a flipping hook. You want a flipping hook, and that way you can get that bait to stay up on the tip of that, and then you just stick the hook right down in the bait. You don't want to expose a flipping hook. You just want it sticking down in there. When you set the hook, it's gonna come through. And what else is important is your knot. When you're fishing punching bait, you want to tie a snell knot. And what that does is when you set the hook, it's going to make that bait kick up. Look at that. Kick up, poof. See how it kicks up? And that's gonna hook that fish in the roof of the mouth. They're gonna grab it, you're gonna set the hook, and that hook's gonna go lock them down right in the top of the mouth. That way when you're fighting, wrestling them out of that thick stuff, you don't have them get off as often. And it's really important to do a snell knot the heavier weight you go. So if you're flipping around 1 ounce, I've had pretty good success rate, hookup ratio, flipping around 1 ounce, 1.25 ounce weight. But when you step that weight up, it's gonna pop that fish's mouth open a lot more, and that is why it's really important to have that snell knot on there. Because think about it, when you set that hook, that weight's gonna go, and their mouth's gonna go. And if it's a small enough weight, it's not gonna open very much. You got a 2 ounce weight popping out of that fish's mouth, the hook's gonna follow it, and that's why a lot of times your fish get off when you're flipping. So that right there is what I like to flip. I throw a little beaver style baits too, little punching baits. They got a rage punch bug that's pretty good. I love throwing that around. And if you're in like 1 foot to 2 foot clarity, sometimes I go to a black and blue or Okeechobee crawl, which is green pumpkin, black and blue. And if it's super clear, throw green pumpkin variations. Green red flake. This one right here is green pumpkin, purple gold flake. Love it. And you want something that flaps, something that will get their attention, and something that flaps definitely gonna look like it stands out amongst the background of the grass or whatever you're flipping. That's what I recommend when I'm punching. Go find you some mats. A lot of times you gotta cover a lot of water before you'll find the productive mats, especially in lakes that have grass everywhere. So don't be discouraged if you flip for 1 hour and don't get a bite. It may take you 3 or 4 hours to figure out how to catch them in the mats and what type of mats they're keying in on. But just remember where you get your bites and try to find those little subtleties and those other areas that are holding fish and try and duplicate the pattern. And when it's really, really sunny, it's also gonna help your chances of finding fish in the mats. Give that a try next time you're punching. And if you haven't heard of NSR Fishing and you're a high school angler, I highly recommend joining the pro program. It's gonna help you find a college to possibly get a scholarship into, and it's gonna teach you a ton about being a better angler and a better person as well. So I'll be doing a little coaching along the way here and there but highly recommend the program. Thank you guys for watching the video. Click that link below, use my referral code, Andrew Nordbye, if you do sign up or have somebody sign up. But we're gonna get out of here. Catch you guys on the next episode. Stay tuned.